Hello Rich, I really liked your tribute video. I also very much appreciate the replies that you've given to the videos that I've put up on YouTube. I can relate completely, not to the size issue because I'm a great big fat bloke, but to the comments you made about allowing you to communicate with people basically. And I'm disabled, and I am umming and ahhing about how much to put onto YouTube about that, because the way I became disabled is difficult for a lot of people. What happened to me was in 1987 I had a serious breakdown as a result of a couple of years of very serious mental illness. I eventually burnt myself out doing the international sales job that I was doing. I left that job, did another job that didn't work out, got to the end of my tether, lacked the self-confidence to realise that really I could have done anything, and jumped off a multi-storey car park which was 60 foot high. That gave me the enlightening experience of 3 different hospitals over 18 months, including a psychiatric hospital, which brilliantly got my head back together. 60 foot is very high, even for a guy who's 6'2" as I am. People do ask me if I regret what happened, but I don't really see the point. I think regretting things happen. I think regretting things is just a complete waste of time. If I thought that regretting something would actually achieve anything, I might consider it, but I don't think it does. However, when you become a disabled person, you really find out who your friends are not. And I now know who my friends are, and I can number them as about 10 people, 6 of which I would say were very good friends, and have kept in regular touch with me and have not just disappeared off the radar. I used to be fairly politically active. I was a card-carrying Liberal Democrat. I've decided that that's not the best thing for me now, so I'm not, but it does make me interested in world affairs and current affairs. Excuse me, hence the videos that I've posted. When you're disabled and in a wheelchair a lot of the time, I'm sitting in one as I speak, I am actually able to walk around my bungalow here with a walker. But when I go out, because I have severe balance problems as a result of a stroke that I had on the operating table after I was scraped off the tarmac, that embolism affected my left side, gives me balance problems particularly, and because of the number of multiple fractures I had, if I fall over I'm unable to get up because I don't have the range of movement in my upper limbs. What I do regret about what happened is the fact that my family, my twin sister and my stepmother, and in fact my brother who came over all the way from Australia after he'd heard, were presented with 2 sides of A4 paper full of a list of injuries that I'd sustained. I swore to my brother, and I say constantly to myself that that was something that must never happen again in our family, because it came on the end of the fact that my mother jumped off Beachy Head when I was 8 years old, and her brother went off Beachy Head after a couple of other failed suicide attempts approximately 10 years before that. My mother died in 1972, long before the days of proper social workers. That's a bit of background about me. I must admit, for a little bloke, you must have a very big brain. I mean, I regard myself as reasonably intelligent. I certainly don't have an enormous IQ. I think it's reasonable to suggest perhaps just a little bit above average, but that's not something that I'm particularly bothered about. I too have appeared on the television twice, actually. I appeared on the Esther programme about survivors of depression, as somebody who literally survived depression, but also survived that fact that mother did it too. That depression is something that is still hugely taboo, and something that I wouldn't mind hearing your views about in terms of ideas to tackle that on YouTube, because I don't want it to, it is a very, very difficult subject, but I don't want it to be a turn-off. I want the taboo to be busted, which is one of my main aims in life. And one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube is this social interaction, which particularly in the winter I don't get. In the summer at least I'm able to sit on my mobility scooter out in my back garden and do some gardening and talk to the neighbours, but in the winter when it's cold and wet and damp, it just gets in your bones and it's just not a practical proposition. So it's opened up a new world for me as well, and I'm delighted, and I now hope you don't mind, I consider you to be an online mate. And I think probably that's enough for now. Any questions you'd like to ask me, please feel free. I think your work's great. You're a bit off the wall. I like to consider myself that. I've got a very dry and slightly loony sense of humour. One of my favourite programmes, for instance, is Mock the Week. I love that programme. Hope you saw it last night. It was superb. That'll do, I think. You take care, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again online. If you take my name from the YouTube, Mike Knoth, which is MIKEKNOTH, and at yahoo.co.uk, you can send me an email separately from YouTube if you so wish. That'll do for now, I think, and I wish you very well for 2007 as well. And this YouTube is a marvellous invention. I just hope, beyond hope, that it doesn't start to get censored in a political way. I too agree with you in that the last thing I would want my channel to be involved in is really sort of the more seedier side of things. Between you and me, of course. I mean, I haven't had any sex since 1987, and yeah, I miss it, but hey, that's life. But it's great to make new friends. That'll do. I don't want to get boring. Don't know if you like football. I'm a Crystal Palace supporter. I used to play football, cricket, and anything else. Go swimming. Used to run 6 miles 3 times a week. All of which means that I'm still alive, because my doctors told me that I survived injuries that one person in